Okay, here we go. I think I've got it now. I'm going to just sit tight in this spot and I'm going to use portrait mode because I can't really move around. Don't want to move around much. There seems to be a lot of dead spots around here, but I'm in behind Petronas Tower. So last time I was here was 2 months ago. I can't believe it was 2 months ago I started my traveling through South Asia. And I stopped here for a few days, and I did scope from the Petronas Towers. Hello, Flux Pavilion 2. Haven't talked to you in a long time. Hi. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm just on a little bit of a layover. Hey, Russ. I'm heading back to the airport this afternoon and flying back to Taipei, arriving in Taipei late tonight. I left India last night around just after 11 o'clock and flew overnight. That's good, that's good. I'm going to stay in this spot. And I just arrived here early this morning, about 6 o'clock Kuala Lumpur time at the airport, and then just took the train in to town. And very easy to do that on the KL Express. And it's a really, really efficient train system. And I will take that back to the airport this afternoon. So these are the Petronas Towers here. They were the tallest building for a few years, 98 to 2004. Thank you so much. Hey, Paula. The film Entrapment was, much of it was filmed here, or important scenes were filmed here in 1998, Sean Connery movie. And that Sky Bridge was a very famous part of that movie, I believe. It's been a long time since I saw that movie. But Merry Christmas from Kuala Lumpur. It is 32 degrees, the humidity is 70%, so it feels like 38 here right now. Merry Christmas to you from the tropics. And they have a giant Christmas tree here in behind. Yes, I do. And behind the Petronas Towers, huge, huge Christmas tree here. And the mall inside, the Surrey Mall inside, is all decorations there. I mean, it could be anywhere in North America. That shopping mall looks just like any other mall in North America, just about, with the decorations. So they're very festive here, for sure. And, oh, wow, we got lots of people watching. This is cool. So these are the Petronas Towers, and I will try to scope from Taipei 101 this week as well. Taipei 101 actually beat out the Petronas Towers for the tallest building in the world for several years, 2004 to 2010. And I'll try to scope from there this week. You're watching from New York. Oh, very cool. It looks good down here, yeah. These are the Petronas Towers, and it's John Sabeau, FarEastAdvTravl, live from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, just on a layover here, about an 8-hour layover, and then I'll be heading out again. Left South India last night. I completed my journey through India. It was about a month, and before that I was in Nepal for a month, so I'll be sharing all of that stuff with you. I had an amazing thing happen to me 2 days ago. Yeah, maybe, you never know, man. I had an amazing thing I have to tell you. A couple days ago, I was sitting in this little cafe in Fort Cochin, Kerala, South India. Actually, it's part of Mattancherry, which is just a little town right next to Fort Cochin. And I was sitting there, and I saw 3 or 4 people walk by, and this one guy looked familiar to me, and right away I thought, is that Joe Walsh? And I said that to somebody behind him, and they nodded, and then he turned around, and I got up and introduced myself, and it was Joe Walsh from the Eagles. I got to meet Joe Walsh from the Eagles a few days ago. That was so cool in South India. I posted that picture up on Facebook, by the way, if you go to my FarEastAdvTravl page. I'll tweet that picture out as well. It was, yeah, it was really cool, and Joe Walsh was really, really, really nice, super humble, really nice guy. I love his music, and I saw him a few years ago with the Eagles, and I thought he was the star of the show. He's just amazing, and really nice guy in person. Oh, I know, Paula. It was just really cool, and like I said, I just he was just a really nice guy, and joked around a little bit, and he let me take a picture with him, and I had one of his friends take the picture for me, and it was really cool. Yeah, it was really neat. It was really neat. But he's just amazing. He's an amazing artist, and like I said, he was a really nice guy to meet in person. So that was kind of the second to last day in India for me. It was really, really special. But I had an amazing time in India. I'll be sharing all of that stuff with you on my podcast, Far East Adventure Travel, on my website, FarEastAdvTravl.com. Or you can go to iTunes and watch it there. But I'll be sharing lots of stuff from the last 2 months of traveling all through South Asia. Nepal for over a month, and then India. And I just left India yesterday. I traveled much through the state of Kerala, which I really enjoyed, and I really enjoyed meeting and talking to a lot of the people there. It was a lot of fun. But right now I am in Hello Russia. I get people from Russia always joining. It's awesome. And please feel free to share the broadcast. I'm going to eat up all this data that I bought today. There's no need for me to keep it, so please share the broadcast. Hello, Argentina. And you can do that just by swiping the screen left to right on iOS or up and down on Android. Vancouver, BC, my hometown. Well, hello to you. And I know it's the temperature there's been averaging around 5 or 6 degrees this week. Right now here it is 32 degrees with the humidity over 70%. So it feels really, really muggy tropic weather. 38, feels more like 38, they say. And right in the heart of the tropics. So you can see the palm trees right next to this giant fake Christmas tree. And then above that, the beautiful Petronas Towers. I will do a podcast on this as well. I did some filming when I was here 2 months ago on the tour of the Petronas Tower, so I will share that with you on my podcast in the coming weeks as well. Oh, very cool. You were here during the Marine Corps. Well, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, Kuala Lumpur is a really easy city to travel around in if you're a Westerner. There's lots of Western comforts here. It is Asia. There's many Asian things, but there's Starbucks here. Lots of things that'll make you feel like you're right at home. And this shopping mall, this Surya KLCC shopping mall, if you walked inside it right now, you could be almost anywhere in North America with the Christmas decorations that are set up everywhere. It just really feels like Christmas here. So it's not surprising. I mean, there's definitely, of course, a legacy from the British here, and they left a legacy here of their own culture and left a stamp here. So it's not surprising. When I was in Kerala, there was lots of Christmas decorations up because the Portuguese were there, the Dutch were there, and they laid their Christianity imprint. And so 35% of the population in Kerala is Christian. So there's lots of Christmas decorations and celebrations going on in Kerala, where I just came from last night as well. So thank you so much for joining me. If you want to give me a shout out, I will say hello to you wherever you are in the world. I am in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, right below the Petronas Towers. This is right in the heart of downtown KL. Yeah, the Joe Walsh thing was just, that blew my mind, I'll tell you. I was just like on top of the world after that, because I'm a huge fan of his. I loved his solo work, and I loved the stuff he's done with the Eagles, and I saw him a few years ago with the Eagles. And so it was just really cool. It was just so surreal to see him and walk up to him. And then I keep looking at this picture I had taken with me of him, and it's like I'm standing here with Joe Walsh. It was just absolutely surreal and crazy. And second last day in India, it was just what a great way to end off my trip to India. And he was with some Swami guy who came up and introduced himself to me afterwards. So I don't know if that's just a friend or a spiritual teacher or what. But anyways, it was really, really cool. And it was just in this quiet little cafe in this place called Jewtown in Mantoncherry. It was been an old Jewish settlement, this little village there, and they have a synagogue there. And I was having a coffee there, waiting for the synagogue to reopen in the afternoon so I could take a tour of it. And there walks by Joe Walsh. It was crazy. Hello, Washington. Thanks for joining me here in Kuala Lumpur. And I'm going to have to go soon. I got to grab something to eat. Yeah, I know, he's standing with a giant. Yeah, exactly. I know, I'm super lucky. I'm going to have to go soon because I've got to get something to eat and catch a train back to KL Central. KL Central is the big bus station, transportation hub here in Kuala Lumpur. And if you ever come through here, you'll probably end up through that center at some point. I have to go back there. I'm hoping I can get a quick shower there before I head back to the airport. And the airport ride is maybe about 30 minutes on the train, on the express train, which is really cool. So I've got to go, but I really appreciate you joining me here from the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And please go to my website. You can follow me and all my social media platforms at FarEastAdvTravl.com. That would be really cool. And I will be back in Taipei, and I will be scoping from Taipei soon. So thank you so much for joining me. Oh, you are welcome. So for now, from Kuala Lumpur, terima kasih.